Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across the galaxy, as your director of the video gaming division here at the Galactic Empire, it is one of my imperative duties to make sure I show you guys games that I think you will enjoy. We've talked about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Marvel Strike Force, Raid Shadow Legends, Disney Source Arena, Dragon Champions. The list goes on and on and on. And we have a new game I want to add to that list that you guys might enjoy. Thankfully, you guys, as well as my brother, who's a big fan of Tom Clancy, brought this game to my attention. It is called Tom Clancy Elite Squad. Now, I've been playing this game for a couple of weeks and I got a lot to share with you guys, so there are links down below in the video description if you want to go ahead, check out this game. It's available for iOS and Android, and thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring today's episode and sending us this beloved care package that we will open at the end to help our lovely men and women in the Empire keep fighting that dirty rebel scum. So I play a ton of hero collector games out there. My personal favorite genre when it comes to the mobile games out there. And I did say this is a hero collector game, very much so like many of the other games we've shown on this channel, but really the similarities stop there. Yes, you collect heroes, and in this case, you're collecting heroes throughout the Tom Clancy universe, like Splinter Cell, The Division, Rainbow Six Siege, so on and so forth, to compose an elite squad to use. But after that, the similarities kind of stop there because how you use those characters in combat is totally different than just waiting there for a turn and clicking a button to tell your character what to do. There's a real-time strategy component to all this. I guess the best way to explain it, it's like a hero collector mobile game like Galaxy or Marvel Strike Force, but with a real-time aspect, like let's say Clash of Clans, for example, combines both of those elements together. And to really kind of explain it, let's just hop into an arena battle. I'm just going to go play a battle, show you how it works, and we'll kind of explain the nuances and the characters and the abilities and the combat orders that goes along with it. And how the arena works here is they go by seasons. The last season ended, I believe, 2 days ago or so, and a new season begins, and you just try to beat as many people as you can, climb up the ranks, and the higher the rank you are, the better rewards you're going to get by the end of the season. So let's show you how a battle works. And spoiler warning, I'm probably going to talk a lot about Doc because he is by far my favorite character in Elite Squad from the past while I've been testing out this game. We're just going to hop into it. We'll talk about all the little details that goes along with it. We're just going to deploy. We're going to find some of the matchup with that's roughly within my power for my squad rating. Let's hop into it and show you how this cookie crumbles. So right away, it's going to be a bit different from Galaxy or Marvel Strike Force. You get a nice little opening cinematic to kind of enter the battle. But really, once they kind of deploy themselves, they're going to do their thing. And you're kind of a commander overseeing what's going on here. We have some combat orders. We're going to go ahead, drop some missiles over here. And there's definitely a strategic mentality you got to have because you want to, for example, use the missiles at the right time. Or this combat order, it quickly refreshes the special ability of your characters. Come on, let's heal up. Heal Doc. There we go. Doc got a nice heal. And you can't control the characters on the field, which I kind of would like because I hate when they start getting clustered up because it leaves you open for a missile cluster. And I think we got this win in the bag right here. Easy when the battles are they're quick paced, but right there, a lot happened. I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit more. We'll do a couple more battles afterwards, but it's kind of nice. It's a bit more upbeat. And if you're a fan, like my fun fact, my first video on my channel, you won't see it anymore, was a Black Ops video. I'm a big fan of the first person shooter genre. I love kind of the strategy, the placement that goes on. And of course, I like Tom Clancy a lot. If you're someone that's kind of in that same realm where you want more of an upbeat type of PvP experience and hero collectors at the same time from a favorite franchise of yours, perhaps, this is the game to check out then. Now, for me personally, I enjoy little details like this. There's a little tab at the bottom left after you complete a battle, especially when it comes to these games where theory crafting is important. You want to know who's putting in the work, what's working, what's not working. They give you a nice little battle report that shows, like, for example, the damage that your side is doing compared to the others. And as you can tell, we were putting out way more damage than our opponent could. There's a mitigation tab showing how much damage we are preventing, which it looks like they had a slight edge in some areas. But here we go. Doc putting in massive work. We're going to talk a lot about him in today's video. If you're playing this game, by far, one of the best beginner choices is going after Doc and Control. So it's nice having the data that goes along with these battles here. Let's hop over to the Soldier tab and break down a bit more what's going on and what to look for when you're playing this game. It's a bit different. You do collect your heroes, as I said, and every hero, they're going to have a set of attributes and stats and traits and abilities that are going to be used, but you're not babysitting every single little ability per se. There's kind of 4 things that are going on here. Firstly, think of your basic attack as the weapon that you're carrying. Every character is gonna have a different class of weapons to choose from, and if you're someone that plays first-person shooter games, you'd know that every single weapon's got different attributes. Some have a higher rate of fire, more DPS, better range, better accuracy, better iron sights, yada yada yada. You get the drill. So this is basically your basic weapon. But what else is going on is that you have the actual abilities of a character. Let's go ahead and check out the abilities that Doc has. For example, you got your special ability, so to say, and you got your passive ability that's going on here. So for example, there are several bars when you're looking into battle. The small bar below your health shows you the progression until you get to use the active ability. And for example, with Doc, he will heal the lowest soldier on the field for 150% ability power, and this syringe can be administered at a range using the stim pistol. This is huge. Now, there's other healers in the game, for example, but the problem is you got to have them walk towards the injured ally to heal them, and one, it takes time to do that, and secondly, positioning. You don't want your healers to be all clumped up where all the action's going on, because it leaves you open for a missile cluster, as we've kind of shown. Several things. He heals for a lot, and he can do it from a ranged distance, and he's got this passive ability. So if he fires a stim syringe at the first ally down, including himself, to revive them at 40% health, and only can be used once per battle. So you have that aspect. You have your basic abilities, you got your special abilities, you got your passive abilities, and keep an eye down here. You can see that every character is going to excel at something differently here. For example, Doc is more in that aid and survival, and by far is probably the best healer in the game, at least that I've gotten a hold of so far. And of course, every character is going to have different stats when it comes to damage, health, armor, resistance. And in terms of progressing your character, you of course have your gear that you apply to them. You of course have ways to level up your character. So that aspect is going to be similar to other hero collector games out there, but as you saw the gameplay, it's completely different. Let's show another character. For example, another favorite of mine is going to be her right here, Dokabe. And as you can see with her, she is definitely more for the damage side of things. And besides damage, she has some other solid things to her kit. For example, hacking into the opposing enemy's highest damage dealing character and basically disabling them for a couple of seconds. And she's got this great passive ability, which basically copies the positive status effects of the opposing enemy. Very much like other games, you have positive effects, negative effects. Next, I want to talk about combat orders. If you play Disney Source Arena, the best comparison I can make is it's kind of like the spells in Disney Source Arena. Strike Force doesn't really have it. Galaxy Heroes doesn't really have it. I mean, I guess in Genos' territory battles, sometimes you can call in a Hellfire tank. It's kind of like that, where you get to pick two combat orders, and there are a variety of them to choose from. For example, Barrier gives your team a lot of health, a lot of tenacity for a couple seconds. Focus Fire targets an enemy, and everyone kind of works together to take them down. I like the Missile Cluster, also known as the Airstrike, which is really nice because sometimes the enemy groups together, and you can spam a lot of missiles on them to do as much damage as possible. You kind of have like an instant heal capability. I like to use Recharge, which allows you to quickly use the special abilities of your characters that we just showed a few moments ago. And then you got EMPs. And the best thing about it is that you can really customize how you like it. As you see, there are a variety of tiers that you unlock. I have to hit level 33 to get to the next tier of Recharge. But let's say you want to mix things up. Let's say you don't want to use this right here. You can go for option B here. So you can really change how the combat order works to the strategy you're trying to pursue in combat. We did a squad arena battle. Let's mix it up and we'll play through the campaign. We'll just do one of the PvE missions. There's a bunch of different game modes inside of here. You got your squad arena, as we showed. You have your PvE campaign that you get to play through. There is a core story that's tied to Elite Squad, and there's other things in the game such as Guild Wars and special events. I mean, it's kind of nice seeing that there's already a guild functionality this early in the game, because a lot of games out there, they don't add guild based modes until way later in the game's life cycle. But still the same drill here. We're gonna go ahead, drop a missile strike over there. All right, looking pretty good. And then let's see if we can try to get Doc. Oh, we actually don't need to use Doc. No one really needs to get healed, so we're gonna go ahead, boost her special ability, let Megan throw that out, her little turret. Beautiful. And in a second, we're going to get to wave 2. So there's a lot of different ways to play. I just like the fact that it's not doing the same exact copy and paste hero collector game formula where you just collect heroes and then it's all about turn meter, for example, and you got to just wait for your turn, press a button. It's nice. It's a bit different. It adds that real-time strategy aspect to it that not a lot of other hero collector games out there are doing. I mean, I guess there's games like Clash of Clans, for example, that's doing it, but not in a fashion like this. So it kind of takes together two worlds that I really enjoy and puts them together. All right, so to wrap up this video, let's see what Ubisoft was kind enough to send to our beloved men and women of the Empire. Holy cow. Gary, this is sturdier than your armor, man. Holy cow, look at this, guys. Commander, if you are reading this, it means your old life no longer exists. You are no longer you. For the foreseeable future, you are now the commander of the Elite Squad, a unique collection of top-tier operators handpicked for their world-class professionalism, skills, and bravery. Holy cow, we got a lot of neat things in here. All right, we got a big backpack. Look at that, we got a new drone. Oh my gosh, and it has a camera. We can maybe spy on Gary and see what he's doing on his off hours. Listen. Oh, we got a new batch of Java Juice, Gary! Oh yeah, you can tell this is their finest batch of Java Juice that they got. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, apparently Gary told them that you might need a new first aid kit for when we have incidences around here at the Kyber Club. What were you thinking? Ah! Wake up! We got a new equipment case for when Gary and I go fishing together. Holy cow, this is nice stuff, man. All right, we're gonna end the video right there. By far, one of the best and most fun initial review videos I've done for a game. Big shouts to Ubisoft again for sponsoring today's episode, and links down below if you want to check out Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Highly recommend to check it out. It is definitely fun if you enjoy Hero Collector games out there. Like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. If you do enjoy it, maybe I'll make some more videos on it. I did thoroughly enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely ladies and gentlemen in the next video. Roll out the outro.